Well, you know what I'm excited about is this party we're about to kick off, my man. Dan the Beast.
Are you calling it?
Oh, yeah, Dan the Beast Severn. He retired from actively fighting an MMA competition the first of this year. And so I'm going to dial up my phone right now. We're going to talk with Mr. Severn about that. Have a little party with Mr. Severn and talk with him and some other folk might happen to call in and join the party.
Hello.
Good evening, Dan.
Yes, sir.
Hey, this is Big Perm with UMOR. How the heck are you tonight, man?
I'm great there, Big Perm.
Good deal, man. Well, listen, you're on live with me, and I also got my co-host, the Butcher, Dave Clifford. Are you there, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing fantastic there, Butcher.
Well, we're real glad to have you on the show. This is your on-air retirement party, sir. You announced it here on, I guess it would have been the 1st of January, retirement from
yep.
competition. Let me be the first. Go ahead.
No, I said I just kind of surprised. I mean, it's I actually I had sent out a press release on December of 2011 to all the various promoter and promotions I had in my database, and I simply said that if you ever were thinking about utilizing my skills, it better take place somewhere in the course of 2012, because by January 2013, this cat is done. I think it kind of surprised a lot of them, and I had a lot of people jumping on board and stuff like that, and it made me feel good. And here it is, 2013, so staying true to my form. Boom, I'm done.
Well, and you're definitely a man of your word, and it was no surprise to me, although it just kind of came out, and then finally people grabbed a hold of it really fast. Obviously, as soon as I saw it, it kind of swept across all of the different media outlets, and I'm sure there's been an outpouring of, congratulations and well-wishers, and I know that we've got a few in store for you here tonight.
Well, that's it really, in a lot of ways there, Dave, it really has made me feel really, felt good. Grateful. I always tell people I've had a very, just a great career. It's for the fact that to have been in as long as I have, started at the age I did, and really to walk away from it unscathed, that's saying a lot.
Well, and all the different people's lives that you've touched. Previous guests tonight, we had Greg Nelson on the show from the Academy out there in Minnesota just before you.
Uh-huh.
And he couldn't stick around, but he wanted us to tell you that he'll never forget that you came to see him in the hospital when he was sick, and how much you've done. He wanted us to thank you from him for how much you've done for martial arts and wrestling, catch wrestling, and everybody.
Oh no, it's like I said, it's been my career. I've been I always tell people I might have started my mixed martial arts or I should say my no holds barred career back in '94, because a lot of your listeners, they're really probably only more current with mixed martial arts from probably January 2005 forward, when the Ultimate Fighting Championship, secured a deal with Spike Television. That's when I guess the major crux of the audience started pouring in. So I was before their time era, and a lot of them don't even know what the terms no holds barred mean. But from after I made my announcement, like you said, I've been bombarded with interviews. And people wish me well and things of that nature. So it was. I've always actually prided myself back there that I think I've touched more people in a very positive way of inspiration. That's the number one email that I end up getting nowadays. There, Dave. Just a lot of people say that you've inspired me to, not climb into a cage, but you inspired me to go do this, inspired me to go do that, and some of the emails I've even got over in the last, I'll say, decade of my career. Would be something like a gentleman out of California, sent me an email one day. He goes, I don't expect you to remember me. He says, but I was in your wrestling camp when I was in junior high. And now this guy was a firefighter, and he said you always quoted so many different inspirational type of things, and then he said, I just want you to know that he says I'm fully retired from being a firefighter, due to a fire that he was in, and he basically the long and short of it was he ended up going in and rescuing one more person, and as the place is falling down around him, he wanted to give up so many different times, and for some reason he said your words of inspiration, he says, inspired me to go through. He ended up getting all kinds of third-degree burns, but he says he made it out alive and saved the person, and he said, I wanted to let you know what was going through my mind at a very dark period of time, that like, wow, that really touched me there.
Man, wow. Yeah, that really is something. And you never know. That's why, you see people whenever, it's a real, in these day and age, everybody seems to be in a hurry. They don't have time to stop and help someone who's at a spot that they might have been in before.
Yeah.
Just to talk to them for a couple minutes or relate a story to them or just tell them, hey, man, you can do this. You don't even think about it. It's just as if you take 5 minutes to do that sometimes, years later, things like this happen. Now, this was a wrestling. But, I've even had that happen just on very small levels. You think, wow, you remember what I said? Thank you, because I cared about saying it. And that's probably one of the bigger reasons why people remember is when I've seen you speak from the heart and you speak the truth to people.
Oh yeah, I say that's a better life to live there. At the same token, because I always tell people, you may or may not like the truth, but I'm a brutally blunt, brutally honest person. And that's I can live with that a whole lot easier.
Too many times to keep track of a lie.
Oh yeah, well that's what I tell people. Usually, if you tell one, you got to tell another half a dozen. The cover, the first one, I'm just not that sharp anymore. Got too much going on.
Well, Dan, speaking of a lot going on, you retired from actively fighting, but you're still involved with the MMA community. What else are you going to be doing to keep yourself busy now that you're not fighting?
Well, big Perm, you're exactly right. I've always ceased as a competitor. I will be involved heavily in the industry on all different types of capacities. I've already done a number of different shows of just helping out with play-by-play color commentating. I've been an athletic commissioner for other organizations. So I will continue to be involved in that industry and helping it move it on to the next level. And whatever that level is, and there's, for example, I'm working with a couple MMA companies right now that they have international brands. One is known as the World Cup of Mixed Martial Arts, and their premise is all based upon the Olympic Games and World Cup soccer and nation versus nation. And their first event was held back in September. And at that time, Jeff Blatnick was one of the judges. Now Jeff has passed on since that time. And that was actually the last time I saw Jeff in September. I think it was September 15th exactly was the show, and basically less than a month later, he's gone. And so it just that's one organization that I'm working with there, and then another one that's called the Global Proving Grounds, where you can think of a couple of different reality shows all come together, such as Survivor meets Ultimate Fighter meets America's Got Talent, because this is one that's heavily interactive with the cyber world, and where you could actually lose as a fighter, but because the fans like you, your character, or something that you've done, that they can actually vote to keep you alive. So it's rather interesting to see some of the different twists, some of the different programs coming together.
And that is a real interesting show. I've seen quite a few, tweets and blips and things and stuff about that. And a few people from Michigan looking to get on there, I see, are looking for votes quite frequently.
They've held different tryouts in various states, various countries, and I believe they're going to keep going up until towards the end of March, I think, is the last of it, and then they'll be in the process of selecting the top 16 athletes and then 4 alternates, so that and then they'll go into a shoot that is tentatively planned for Hawaii for several weeks. So again, there's just more details that got to be worked out about that. But what came from a simple concept, probably a little over a year ago, I was contacted about it. I mean, it's they're moving forward in a nice positive fashion.
Well, Dan, we had mentioned that we had a few people that wanted to talk to you and say a few words about you and to you. And I got a few people on hold if you want to hang with us here and take a few phone calls.
Oh, okay. I'm a little nervous about this one, but okay, sure.
Hello?
I'm still here.
Okay, I can't hear nothing else. It's just me and you all of a sudden.
Okay. Well,
So how you been, man? You gonna do some ice fishing or what?
Hey, Dan.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that, Dave, to cut you off. Hey, Dan, this is Chris. I jumped in. Perm got cut off, but I'm going to bring in our first caller from a 563 number. Hello, hello, 563 number. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey,
Dan,
why don't you? I know you got a few words for Dan before you say anything. Why don't you introduce yourself and let him know how you know him?
Oh, okay. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I'm Greg Keister. I was the photographer at the April 28th show you did in the Quad Cities. I don't know if you remember me or not. I was there at the gym where you worked out the day before, and then at the fight, and I was doing the photography for Bad Boys of MMA.com.
Oh wow, that's been a while ago.
Yeah, that was actually the last show you fought in, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was actually. I think what was that? Was that? Oh, yeah, well, you said April this year.
Yeah, that was April of 2012.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2012. Yeah. Yeah, I did not think that was going to be my last match because I had several other promotions that were talking to me at the time. Just nothing seemed like it really materialized there.
Right, I know.
That was kind of funny about that fight show because I don't remember my opponent's name, but he was not very well liked in the area, and I had so many people coming up to me and they're like, "Man, Dan, you really got to put it to this guy because he's not very well liked. He was kind of like a bully of the area, stuff like this." And but the guy, he was so cocky and arrogant. I mean, it proves a couple things. I'll say that usually I do a lot more investigation on opponents and things of this nature, and I only looked at a couple YouTube clips, and basically said 6'3" and said 265 pounds. Well, what it didn't really say is that he cuts down from probably 300 pounds to get down to 265 pounds. He was a very tall 6'3". I'm thinking more like probably 6'5". All I know is when we were doing the pose-offs, I kept thinking I really would like to leave my shirt on because he had this thing called abs with the plural, and I had one smooth ab.
Oh, yeah, why have a six-pack when you can carry around a keg?
Right.
But as it turns out, I was the last person to photograph. I was the person to photograph your last fight, and I remember talking to you before the fight. This was the day before when you was working out at Ekim's gym, and I was telling you that back in the day that sport was illegal in this state, even on TV. So we had to buy one of them black boxes to get it over the cable that way. Remember? I don't know if you remember that conversation.
Yeah, you tell me about that. I kept saying that I had a lot of my buddies that had the same black boxes.
But it was such an honor to be able to photograph, as it turns out, your last fight.
Yeah, that was like I said, I remember that. I remember you being in there, stuff like this, because I think I was the only guy that was in there actually working out, and you guys were doing a little bit of a shoot and stuff like that, and kind of doing my thing in there.
Yes, it is.
Well, Greg,
Greg,
this is Big Perm. I made it back. I was dropped right as I was bringing you in. Just wanted to say thank you, man, for taking the time to call in and share the story with us, and hope you have yourself a great evening, sir.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys, and I hope you guys have a lot of success with your radio show. Dan, I hope to see you in the future sometime. Thanks a lot for having me on the show.
Thanks, Greg.
Okay.
All right, Dan. Well, that was Greg Keister. He's a photographer, and we got another gentleman on the line that we want to get to. We got a lot of them lined up that want to talk to you, man. Give me just a hot second, and I'll bring this gentleman in here.
All right. Go ahead there, Big Perm.
Hey, this is Big Perm. Is this Don I'm speaking with?
Yes, sir.
Well, hey, Don. Why don't you introduce yourself to our listeners and to Mr. Severn, and I'll let you take it from there.
Hey, Dan, it's Don Richard. We actually met up in the cage in Soaring Eagle Casino back in 2007.
Well, hey, Don.
Jiu-Jitsu black belt here out of Michigan. How you doing?
You bet.
Hey, I just wanted to call in and pay my respects and wish you all the best of luck in your retirement. And just to say, you've been an inspiration to a lot of us here back at home in Michigan, myself included, from the early days back when you fought Hoist, and it inspired me to start training. And, eventually we ended up facing each other in the ring, and it was a great honor, and I'm just honored to be a part of your great career. And, I want to wish you all the best of luck.
Well, Don, I really do appreciate that. I'll probably be getting in touch with you here in the next couple of weeks. I've got a couple of shows lined up for the state of Michigan, and for an amateur type shows, and so I'll probably be calling upon you in the next couple of weeks, so you guys have lots of time out to know about it.
Yeah, please do, Dan. I'd like to help you out any way I can, of course.
Oh, fantastic! I really appreciate that, Don. I appreciate you coming on and sharing with me. It's just I'm trying to. Well, I've held one of those casting call tryouts right there at my place in Michigan, because I wanted to help out as many Michiganders as possible, because I just know the last 4 years has not been kind, and the economy in certain states have fared better than others, and Michigan's still one of those hard hit states. And I'm thinking, man, if anyone needs some help, some people out of the state of Michigan really need some help.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. That's one of the things that's close to my heart as well. Getting the martial arts available to underprivileged youth, and it's something I've been working towards. So anything I can do to help you, maybe we can do something together. That would be great.
Well, that sounds fantastic. Well, thanks again there, Don, for coming on.
Hey, no problem, Dan. It was good to be a part of your career, and I wish you all the best of luck, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.
Okay, you take care, my friend.
All right, you too.
Sweet. That was cool.
All right. That was real cool.
It was. I mean, it was, because Don was a tough competitor. It was just one of those matches going into this kind of like going, oh boy, it's hard for me to know how many years I'm spotting. Usually not just years. It's like a decade or 2 decades, or that I'm spotting people, and I knew I had my hands full that night, and that was just one of those things. Things went well for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Got the decision victory.
Well, Dan, I got another one lined up for you, man. If you got time to keep on rolling, you probably want to have a visit with this gentleman.
I'm not too old yet. I don't have to go to bed quite yet.
All right, cool, man. I didn't want to say that, but I was kind of wondering. I didn't want to keep you up past your bedtime, man.
Hey, it is a party. It is a party. We can stay up a little later.
Well, listen, Dan, we're bringing in a caller from the 520 area code. Caller, I know you got something for Dan, but before you do that, why don't you state your name, tell us who you are, and how you know Mr. Severn.
Help, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I know this voice.
Yeah, it's the voice of your second-grade school teacher, And
Wow, Mrs. Ruth, how are you doing? Yeah, I told you all that smoking would catch up to you one day.
I tell you, Dan was not always the polite little boy you think he is. He used to rob everybody's milk money on the playground, and actually, he used to write the dialogue for Tank Abbott, and we.
Oh God.
Off of Dan Severn, actually. You know?
Oh my God.
For our listeners, in case they don't know, the caller that we're talking to is Don Frye.
Yep.
Holy balls! I didn't know that guy was still alive.
He's still hanging around, man. Well, Don, we want to thank you for climbing out from under the rock and taking time to be a part of the party here with Dan. You guys were both just two old school fighters from way back in the day that I really admired, and just wanted to give you an opportunity to, talk with Dan a little bit and share some stories, man.
Well, I figured since he's, where you at, Dan? In Michigan or Iowa?
I'm still in Arizona till Wednesday morning. Then I fly back to Michigan.
Oh boy, I better hide the Cheez-Its then if you're still in the States. Holy balls!
I've known Don. Golly, I'm trying to think right now since. Don was a wrestler at Arizona State at the time, and was living with one of my younger brothers, Rod, and it was so I've known Don for quite a few years. Of course, it was one of those kind of households with all these males in there that and he had what did you have, a pet bull or something like that as your dog, and
he was an English bulldog. He's a 120-pound English bulldog.
Yeah, I only know just going over there, it was. You could smell the testosterone in the air with all these guys. Of course, it's either that or dirty socks, one or the other.
That bulldog had a 23-inch net, and he would climb up on the coffee table and eat our bean dip. And when we were done with it, or before we were done with it, he'd take over. Rod was getting ready to study for the finals or something for one of his classes. So he invited some guy over to help him study, and my bulldog just raced this guy, man. Just threw him around the whole apartment, man. Just mauling him. The guy was screaming like a woman, boy. And I tell you, my dog just lathered him up, man. It was the funniest thing you ever saw.
Yeah, I was gonna say those were some of my athletes there. Yep, as I was coaching way back when at ASU.
Yeah, Dan, when we were up in Denver for the Ultimate One, there's a request from the people there at the gym, the hotel gym, that Mr. Severn not put on his headphones and sing while he was running on the treadmill.
Oh man!
I thought that was an 8-track I had going, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I was gonna buy it. Geez. Apparently everybody else, the cats in the neighborhood were screaming.
Unreal.
Mr. Severn, I'd like to thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to change my life for the better. I called you up one day and asked you to get me involved. You got me involved in the sport, and you recommended me to Bob Meyerowitz and the rest of the 7-4 Entertainment Group, the original owners and inventors of UFC, and they took your word as gold, and they gave me a shot, and you changed my life. Man, I love you, sir, and I thank you very much.
Well, Don, you're more welcome. You've always been a good part of my life for quite a few years there, and I appreciate still the association, and I'll be bouncing back and forth between Michigan and Arizona. I might be gone for about a month, and then I'll be back in very first part of March here, once again, trying to get a program off going at ASU there for that submission grappling class.
All right, partner. I look forward to seeing you there.
Okay, all right, Don. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for everything. Bye-bye.
Thanks again, Don. You take care and have a great night, sir.
All right, partner.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Yep, later, bud.
That's it's the funny part about having Don on there, because there's so many times there'll either be a picture of Don or a picture of myself, or they'd be putting it in their magazine, and they'll put either my name or Don's name, and I'm thinking it's like one of these stereotypes that all of us mustache guys look alike or something like that.
I was going to try to get in there, but he started having a tender moment there, so I couldn't get in. But I was going to ask you guys which one of you had the best mustache.
Oh, Don's is much bolder and darker. He's a younger man. I have to keep. Only my hairdresser knows for sure what my. I'm just glad I got hair to color.
I think Don's mustache could jump off and kick somebody's ass for it.
I believe you're right.
I wouldn't doubt that at all.
Perm?
Well, at this moment in time, that's all I had lined up right now that Chris had lined up for me. I was looking for one or two more, but
that was fantastic. I really appreciate that, guys. That was great.
Hey, for sure.
That was really something.
We wanted to commemorate the moment, your retirement. 'Cause, I mean, Dan, when I first was introduced to the UFC, it was 1997 when I saw my first UFC on VHS. And I was hooked. And you were one of those guys, man, that was first out there doing this. And I just have so much respect for everything that you've done. And just me personally, I mean, we've talked before, I'm just a cab driver and a fan, man. And just want to say thanks again for everything that you've done, man.
Yeah, but because you the way you say it like that, I mean, it's great. And it's, every day, to me, I never forgot where I came from. I treat everybody the same way, no better, no worse. But I think there's some of these guys that get their 5 minutes of fame in front of the camera, and they think they're all that in a bag of potato chips. All I care is that I got my bag of potato chips. That's all.
Well, and that's how you've always been with us. I mean, whenever Chris calls you up, or you've been on the show a few times. You're always willing to talk with us and always got a million irons in the fire, so you're always fun to talk to. And, it's great, and I wish you the best of luck, not only, with everything you got coming up, but I'm sure you're going to enjoy the retirement as well. And
all I was going to say there that even though I've retired from that, as you said, I will probably throw in 2 or 3 more irons in the fire. And I'm a long ways from being done with all the things I'll be doing. You may want to check in with me a year down the road just to say, what's Dan Severn up to?
No kidding, man.
I mean,
I think we need to do it like every 90 days because I don't think you'll never slow down.
Oh, literally, in the last 2 days, you should see what I've already got put together. I'm working on a trip heading over to Ireland in September, and from there I'll be heading over to Wales and possibly in England, and that's one trip. And then I've got a program starting up here in ASU at the very beginning of March in combination with the Sunkist Wrestling Club, so I'm excited about that. And then again with all the other stuff that there's actually too many things I have going on. I always tell people I've got to live 3 more lives just to finish up my current to-do list.
Just to clean up the plate.
Well, one of the things that I'm certainly most happy about in at least the last couple of years, in this since I've been involved in this business, is getting to know you and work with you in a few places. Heck, I got to announce your last fight now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know that. I mean, and I would have never thought that. And actually, the nice part, and then none of the other listeners will really know about this, but Dave actually ended up getting me in contact with a few people up on part of Michigan that I had never been to before, and it was I actually ended up staying on a hunting. Let's see if a hunting ranch where they they hunt the whitetail deer and stuff like this. I never had seen quite an operation like this, but it's a beautiful cabin out in the middle of what seemed like nowhere, but what an operation. And it was just enjoyable, relaxing time. Had one of my sons there with me, so just be able to travel, spend time with them, and then we had a big old feast there with the butcher, and it was good times.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe I'm going to be trying to bring you up here to Benzie because I'm working on the wrestling program here and also a sports bar to have you show up. So we might just be doing a little ice fishing here.
Well, you know, I'm learning to adapt to other sports.
Well, there you go. Less contact.
I'm a long ways off before I'll be forming the full contact shuffleboard league, but you know, I'm sure that'll be somewhere in the future, and where mouthpieces won't be needed. You just simply set your dentures over on the table.
Yeah. Hey Dan, this is Chris again. I wanted to let you know that I've got another special guest who called in and wants to say a few words to you.
All right.
All right. Hey, are you there, sir?
Yes, I'm over here. Dan, I want you to see if you can know who I am.
Okay, you gotta help me out a little bit more than this.
Yeah, maybe my English it's not that powerful, so you will know who I am. This is Gokor Dan, Gokor Chivichyan.
Oh, Gokor, how we doing?
I'm doing fine, my friend. I'm doing fine. Listen, I hear about your getting retired. I just want to say I'm just really wishing the best for you, whatever you do. And I know you're a good teacher. You do one of the best fighter up there. You open up the UFC, and before everybody else coming. So you've been in the Hayastan MMA Academy with us. You train with us a little bit too, and we know how good person you are. So
no, I really enjoyed it out there with you and with Judo Lebell. That was fantastic.
Yes. And we always, on your side, and whatever we can do for you, you in LA, whenever, you always welcome to our club. You know, we got a lot of members here, and everybody respect and loving you, my friend. And
well, I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, and, you know, I'm going to give Gene, I'm going to call Gene, and I want him to talk to you in a very quick, if that's okay with you.
Oh, yeah, if you get hold of Gene, that'd be fantastic. He's a F.
Matt Conchi, yeah, they call him here. He's coming right now, my friend.
Oh, he is? Okay,
So, what is your plan, my friend? What you going to do now? Are you going to be in teaching, or are you going to come out of MMA?
Well, I'm going to still be involved in mixed martial arts. I'm just no longer going to be the competitor in it. I'll end up doing play-by-play commentating and another company.
Yeah, but you're going to be teaching or something, yes?
Because no, I'll still be.
Come your town, I would like to come to see you.
Oh, I enjoy teaching. I do a lot of different things, whether it be for amateur wrestling, Greco-Roman, freestyle wrestling, and submission grappling. I'm involved in all aspects.
Yeah, you're one of the best wrestlers I never saw, my friend. So I'm giving Gene, and Gene wants to say a few words, and I will maybe not pick up the phone back, but you're always welcome to Hayastan MMA Academy in Los Angeles, and you're always welcome to our school, and you know that, and I'm going to give Gene right now. And thank you to radio, just putting together, and I'm going to give Gene right now.
Thank you, Gokor. Thank you very much.
Man. How we doing, champ?
Doing fantastic. Here. How about yourself?
Everything is well, but you're too young to retire. No,
I'm just retiring from mixed martial arts right now. I've got you as my inspiration.
Well, I'm in my 80s now. Mm-hmm. You know.
Well, see,
I've
but
been hard and put away wet. You know.
Well,
that's good.
I'm hoping the sport before I hang up the boots, you know.
There you go. Hey, it's a privilege to talk to one of the greats of all time, the great Dan Severn. You know, when I was a kid, I said, I want to grow up to be just like Dan. You know, champion wrestler, champion fighter, and make all that big money. And with all that big money now that you're retired, when you come out to L.A., you're going to buy me lunch?
Well, only if we go to, like, only if we go to...
You wouldn't do it.
That, you know.
You're still going to watch all the MMAs and the the big things on TV?
Oh, I never really watched that much of it in the first place. I probably shouldn't be admitting to that because there's too much of it on television. I only will watch a select match here or there, and that's about it.
There you go. Well, something.
Let me put like
guys that have been there know as much as you do. You should be one of the referees on the MMA, and if somebody does something wrong, you don't have to disqualify them. You just body slam them. You know, and attack.
I don't know if the participants would appreciate that very much.
Well, there you go.
That'll teach them to toe the line.
I judge, some of the things around L.A., and when Ronda Rousey fights, I'm one of her seconds, and she comes here to work out. She works out at a lot of different places. But she's
I got for Christmas for that as Christmas time I got your new patch again in the mail. I want to thank you for that.
Well, you go.
I keep all of your patches up on.
Go for the gold, it says. And
that's right.
You got the gold. And
the
platinum and everything else. If
I
had your trophies, I'd sell them on eBay, and I'd be a multi-millionaire.
Well, we need to talk after this radio interview then, okay?
Okay, listen, I better let you go, but it's a privilege talking to you. I'm proud of the great things that you've done for the martial arts and MMA and the wrestling and everything else.
Well, Gene, I'll probably see you again on the circuit there someplace or other.
Well, you got my number, and anything I can do for you, I'm your servant, okay?
Well, I appreciate all the best there, Gene.
Okay, love you, kiddo, and I'll talk to you soon on the road, okay?
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Hey,
Bye.
Gene. Hey, Gene, this is Dave the Butcher. I want to thank you for coming on UMOR Live tonight.
And I believe he's gone.
Yeah, no, I mean,
anyway.
Again, a lot of your listeners out there. I mean, Judo Gene Lebell. Whoa, what a character! People will never realize how many different movies he's been in. I mean, in his real back in the competition days, what he did, wow, it was incredible. Yeah, he was even a referee there at the historic Muhammad Ali versus Antonio Inoki when it was probably one of the first mixed martial arts type matches, because a boxer that went up against a shoot fighter at that point in time.
Yep.
And Gene was the referee for that.
I had no clue. Wow.
Antonio Inoki fought both Muhammad Ali and Hulk Hogan.
Oh, I didn't know about the Hogan one. Was that in a professional match? Because I just know about Gene's match. Gene as referee, and he told me the story about him.
Antonio Inoki fought Hulk Hogan in Japan for a big pro wrestling fight.
Okay, I got you. All right.
Champion versus champion or something like that.
Yep,
So
and Inoki. I mean, he's basically like a god there in Japan for what all he's done for the martial arts world and for the professional wrestling world.
Yeah, he sure is. That's for sure. What a show, man! That was pretty cool. Some of the people that called in, dude. I'm just sitting here shocked.
I mean, well, Gokor and Judo Gene Lebell, because literally when I'm out teaching various classes, there's one move I just simply term, this is a Judo Gene Lebell special, and I'll say that way back when I was out in L.A. and I was at Gokor's gym, Judo Gene Lebell was there. And he was watching some of the things he did, and he came over there and he wanted to show me one technique. And literally, I felt every vertebrae in my neck and spine pop when he did it. And all I know was after it was done, I kept thinking, do I feel my fingers? Do I feel my toes? Am I, it really surprised me as to what he did, and I show it as but I'm a whole lot nicer the way I show it than what Gene was to me when he showed it, because like I said, I was glad to be able to walk away from that.
Awesome.
But what an incredible person! I see him usually about once a year at some various martial arts expo somewhere.
Well, and 80 years old, he's been at it a long time, and just, at that age to be that active, I just hope that I can be like that when I reach that age.
Oh, don't we all? I mean, it's fantastic. Well, and again, you got to look at, he wears either a pink gi or a lime green gi top.
Really?
And that came from, I guess, when he was, I don't remember where, he was overseas somewhere, and he was getting his judo gi washed, and then somehow something red got in there with it and ended up dyeing his uniform, and literally he had to go out and compete in this big international with a pink gi on.
Oh, man.
and literally, after I met him actually one of the first times I met him was back in Los Angeles at Gokor's gym. He invited me out to his personal gym at his home, and literally when you walk in there, there's a closet, and in that closet there are, he says, pick out whatever gi you want to work in, and there's only two colors, red and pink, pink and lime green.
Oh, man.
Wow.
So you're definitely styling and profiling.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that definitely, judo teaches humility then, huh?
Yes, it does. Well, like I said, there's something about when you're rolling around with another man wearing a pink gi or a lime green gi that you really can't take yourself too seriously at that time.
Well, I'll tell you what, before we let you go tonight, Dan, I wanted to thank our producer, Chris Maltzberger, for arranging all these guests. I mean, they were much a surprise to us as it was to you.
Absolutely.
Well, I called Don Richard, but the rest of them I didn't know about. That was pretty sweet.
Well, guys, I really appreciate it. Big Perm, Dave, I really appreciate you guys doing this, and Chris for setting this all up. Really, you guys, you made my night there for me.
Awesome, man. You've made my night many times, so thank you again.
Well, like I said, somewhere down the road, and maybe 6 months to a year down the road, touch base there with me again, and we'll find out what I'm up to, if I'm whittling out a rocking chair or if I'm crocheting my quilt or something like that.
Hey, right on, man.
Well, you have a great
all right,
night.
guys.
Thank you for everything.
Take care, and thank you very much.
Yep, you take care, man. We'll talk to you later on, Dan.
All right, bye.
See you. Alrighty, Dave, man. Was that not a ball or what?
Wow, dude. Don Frye.
Don Frye, man. Gene Lebell, Gokor, Don Richard. I mean, Greg Keister, everybody that called in tonight. I hope I didn't forget anybody. Thank you guys all for calling in. If I did forget somebody, shame on me, but thank you as well. That was awesome, man. And Dan, he's always so much fun to talk to. Always.